once again, welcome to Crush Your Mountain. I'll tell you something, you never know who you might meet and who you might know and their secret identity at that. You might be the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, but one thing that's important is every individual has a unique story to tell and how they crush through their own personal challenges in order to continue to make it in their life. In 1962, Kingston, Jamaica saw the arrival of a boy that would make an impact on the reggae scene. Carl Meeks is an original cultural reggae and dancehall singer with a singing J style of singing. He has that unique slur that identifies him when you hear his voice. Wherever you go, you know that's Carl Meeks. As a youth, Carl would follow the Showtime bands around this area, the sound systems from town to town in the country. And these are sound systems that were called like Youth Promotion or Stereo Mars and others like that, just to name a couple of them. One of the singers that influenced him, that he really liked to emulate, was a person named Dennis Brown, best known for one of his songs called The Neighbor Next Door, The Man Next Door. After winning second place in the Kingston Challenge show called Taste, the late George Lemon, he was a photographer, heard Carl singing and wanted to invest in his career. In doing so, he was able to produce several different songs, several different on the photographer label, and these songs included the likes of Haul and Pull, Born and Grow Ya, We Rule Dance Hall, and the others like that. So these days, Carl lives right here in the city of Oaks. And in fact, he did a video right here in North Carolina. Let's watch.
Greetings.
Carl, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be on Crush Your Mountain. Yes, personal growth.
My man,
yes.
You know, we have had the chance to talk, you know, over the years, and you've always been an amazing person, just in your demeanor and the energy that you bring anywhere you go. But I did not know of this secret identity of ours. You're almost like a hidden Superman, you know? So I want to ask you this one question. How would you describe the Sing J style of reggae?
Well, the Sing J style, first and foremost, it was introduced back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. And me and a couple other artists, and that changed the whole generation of reggae music. Mm-hmm. And it's a style of singing and rapping. You put the two of them together.
Okay.
You know, it's like, example, I would say, I want to be strong. That would be a singing. Mm-hmm. Or the Sing J, no, I want to be strong. I want to be strong. You know, like you're rapping and singing at the same time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it really take on the market. And wow, I would say over 40 years. And for now, it's coming back. It's what all the producers want now. The digital style, the Sing J style. I've been getting a lot of calls, been getting a lot of response, you know, so it's coming right back.
Would you describe Buju Banton as somewhere in the realm of that?
Yes, some of his songs them is in that category.
Yeah, I kind of.
Yeah, some of his songs them.
Absolutely.
Yes, you're listening. You know what's going on. That's a great name to bring up to describe that situation.
You know, hey, I've been around. That's why I'm bald.
Yes, sir.
You see, but I gather you knew performers like Yellow Man and Gregory Isaac. And for those of you that know, that don't know who Gregory Isaac is, one of his biggest songs was a song called Night Nurse.
Exactly. That describes him.
And then Yellow Man, on the other hand, not too many people, I would say, are familiar with Yellow Man here. First of all, tell us, how did they influence your career? Start with Yellow Man first.
Yes, Yellow Man, very unique DJ. He came with his own style and took on the market right away. And his song always have a story. And, you know, it's an amazing story with me and him too, you know. When I did that talent show, yes. After I've come off stage, he took me and said, come, we going down this dance. He's a good singer, we going down this dance. And we went to the dance and he went straight up, past everybody, all the other artists, them, and said, give this man the mic. Wow. And when I got the mic, man, I just grabbed the opportunity, man, because I was waiting for things like this to happen. And you know, Gemini, big sound system is where people come and gather up. It's a ongoing annual thing every week. People go to that spot.
So now this is in Kingston, Jamaica at this point.
Kingston, the heart of Kingston, Jamaica. And I took the mic and I went and sing and blew the place up. Yeah, you know, forward, boom, 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 forward. And I sing a song named, it was a do-over. If you ever change your mind about leaving me behind. Yeah, and it blew the place because I put it on the reggae rhythm and put my style to it. And the next week, Yellow Man had it in his song Make Number One.
One you called I'm Getting Married, Yellow Man Getting Married.
Yeah, I'm Getting Married in the Morning. He put that in that song.
Yes.
He put that part in it. And I was pleased for him to do it. You know, some people that get mad and say, oh man, I was pleased for him to do it for what he did for me.
Wow, man.
So he used that song and, you know, because he saw the response that the crowd give when I sing it. So he said, yes, this is right to go on my record.
Now, when we talked before, you mentioned something about the saxophone, the mimic saxophone. Now, how did Yellow Man do that? And then you turned around and I think you adopted that also?
Yes, I get this creative style of using my natural mouth to blow the saxophone. And, you know, anywhere I go in the world, it's amazed them, especially when it's coming through amplifiers and they, you know, put on those effects on it, man, it sounds so great, you know? Yeah. You give you a sample, you know? I blow it. I don't afraid to blow it anytime I get the opportunity.
Okay.
You know, it's like that. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, I'll tell you, now, I know later on you had the opportunity to work a little bit with Gregory Isaac.
Yes.
And I remember, you know, he was called the crooner. You know, you look at him, he always had those songs that you play for those romantic moments, you know what I mean? But tell us a little bit about your experience. And I know he had a downturn at one point. That was a pretty dark, we went into kind of a dark spell. He left you a message at that point. He gave you a message that was an impact. Would you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yes, very important message. You know, I've seen me check for me and, you know, our president is like Glenn. And, you know, he said to me one day, stick to the evil, you know.
Wow.
Which was a great message, because what he was, you know, doing, I'm not going to, you know, say, but what he was doing, he's trying to tell me, don't do it.
Right.
Stick to what I know.
Right.
And that was a great message carrying me till now, which I know if I ever get in that kind of situation, it always come right up, you know?
Sure.
And Dennis Brown, on the other hand, you know, I immaculate him. I use his style and immaculate it in my own style, because Dennis Brown is a person who I used to look up to when I was in school. And my friend used to have the pencil beating on the table,
Yes.
beating, oh man, he beat the drum so smooth, and I was singing and we draw a crowd singing just Dennis Brown. And I get to meet him one day, and Simon said, Dennis Brown, I idolize you, you influenced me a lot. I would like you to help me one day in this music business. And fortunately, I was nominated for Best New Singer in Jamaica with an award named the Jammy Award.
Wow.
And he was the star for that day. Like, they had a showcase for him. He was the guest artist then. And while I'm in the audience and seeing him as a guest artist for a show that I was nominated for Best New Artist, it was, man, that comes full circle right there to know, man, I idolize, get to sing, get to know him, sing a song, and get to see him performing in front, and an occasion where I'm getting a notification that, you're one of the top new artists for that year,
I am really honored to know that, because Dennis Brown, I remember myself, I was just looking for music. And I heard the song, The Man Next Door. And one thing I know is that the first thing that hit was those horns. Bah, bah. And then his voice was such a powerful.
Yeah, man, that's one of my favorite songs too, man.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs too.
That song,
There's a man that lives next door in my neighborhood. He gets me down. Yes.
There's a group called Massive Attack that did a cover of that song in a totally different style.
Yeah.
It took it to kind of a bit of a darker place, but it was it didn't match. It can't match the original,
I'd love to hear that song one day.
Do you remember, there was back in New York, I don't know if you've been to New York, but back in New York, there's a DJ, and they called him, his name was Gil Bailey. And I would listen to Gil Bailey later.
Yes, I know Gil Bailey. Gil Bailey, rest in peace. He passed a couple of years.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. He played a lot of my songs, man. He have a lot to do with my career too.
Yes, they called him the president, But that was where I got a lot of the musical exposure, And then on, back with the thing, when I hear certain songs like Yellow Man, when I hear Greggy Isaac, when I listen to your song that maybe we'll hear a little bit later, a few bars of later on, which is a song called Tenement Yard.
Yeah, I respect your intelligence. I respect your intelligence because you're coming from the roots. I respect that.
Man,
that's the roots of reggae. Gil Bailey, Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaac, those are the roots that carry it overseas, make it international for us, pave the way for us.
Now, for you, you've traveled quite a bit doing tours. Can you tell us some of your some of the places you've been and performed?
Yes, I've been to Japan a couple of times, and the amazing thing about the Japan tours is the attraction that I get with the younger generation. The younger generation in Japan. It's amazing to see the 17-year-old, the 18-year-old, 19 and up, those are the ones that really know my music, and they come and they have the sound system or they have the stuff and they're telling me which song I must sing and bring the beat. And I'm saying that's impressive, because if I can get the younger generation like that, can you imagine their generation behind?
Yes.
The music have a gap of longevity right there.
That's the thing about reggae music. And interestingly enough, the reggae music has its influence coming out of Motown, which comes out of the blues. But all of that genre is born out of basically what we call oppression.
Yeah.
You might say depression.
Yes, keyword.
And
I went to like Europe, went to Paris, do a lot of tours, couple shows in Paris. And the thing what amazed me, most of the time, you will have just me and couple other artists like I work with, Johnny Osborne, Mighty Diamonds, Jacure, just to name a few, Taurus Riley. But this just a segment of us as Jamaican, but when you see the whole world, different artists from different places all over the world you're meeting up with, man, that's so amazing.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's so amazing that, the strength of reggae, and to know, people from Egypt, people from India, Pakistan, you'd amazed to know, meet up at that one festival, and that festival lasts for like 5-6 days, and each day you have the segment, and it's packed every day. People build tent there, they live there for those days.
Wow, it's like a Jamaican reggae Woodstock, right?
There you go. Yeah. And it's the same thing, London is like more different. London was more hardcore for me. Most of them bring out most hardcore. Cool. But like Paris and Germany and Japan is I can express a more cultural vibes, but we're not going to England and getting that hardcore because, that's what they want.
Right. Well, now, reggae music in general, the music life can be hard at times. What obstacles have you had to deal with and crush through in order to continue on as the reggae star that you are?
A lot of obstacles, because most of the time when I was coming up, it was hard for me because in that digital era, everybody was singing makeovers, redos, all these Americans hit songs, they sing it over. Yeah. I was one of the few out of many that was coming original.
Yes.
Singing cultural original song that I wrote. Good. So it was more of a struggle to get it in the people and then get them to, But as soon as George Lemon hear me and he started pushing the thing and recording me, that man was a photographer. That's why I have the 2 cameras and the vinyl and my labels. Okay. He just used to take pictures and he heard me. And every time he take a picture and earn the money, he save it up and go to the studio.
Wow.
Sometimes I have to force him. I say, you need to buy a pair of shoes, buy something, No, man, I'm telling you, he was so dead. And he just know it just for say, his money, he got to spend her. So he had a mental educational capacity up here for the music.
Yeah.
He knows, he can tell me, oh God, turn your voice that way, do your voice this way, oh, do that way. So he play a big impact, not just financially, but, more of a producer where, arranging stuff.
What I hear in your voice is the passion for your craft. And
thanks, sir. Thank you.
That's what every individual, no matter what endeavor you move to in life, you bring your passion to it, and that's what keeps a person motivated many times. Now we've been in this pandemic, we've been through the lockdown. How has that affected you and your and performing? Have you done any live streaming shows or things like that?
Well, it doesn't really affect me, because everything I get to do is what I've been waiting for. So it's like my alter ego just take over. Sometimes I'm looking back and I'm saying, that's not me. I can't just look back and just like picture it, say, that's not, my alter ego starts showing something that I have no control over. And it's good that it's in a positive way. That means, it will always try.
Yes. Absolutely. I get that. So are there any plans for after COVID? Are you thinking of tours that you can do? And who are around at this point that you could pair up with to do shows with anyway?
Can you repeat that again?
I was saying, who are you planning to do tours after COVID? Looks like things are slowly changing and opening up. So who are you planning any tours? And have you been talking with anybody?
Yes, I've been talking and I've been getting couple proposals, but I'm trying to play it safe. So yeah, I kind of say no right now. But as soon as, this COVID is over, I can't wait, getting back with the festival, getting back, spreading my message, these new songs, I did a couple of new songs over the COVID, and they haven't get to perform live. They just play on the radio and, you know, on the airwaves. So I can't wait. But for now, I'm playing it safe, you know.
Of course, of course. Well, I know you have a family, and certainly you want to take care of them, and so that's the wise thing to do. You know.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Carl. What can I say? It's been an absolute joy and pleasure to have you with us. Now, as I said, I play a little guitar, but I am pretty horrible. And
big up Crush Mountain, man. It's a pleasure. Feeling is mutual. Crush Mountain. Yeah, personal growth.
One of my favorite songs by you is a song called Tenement Yard.
Ah.
Do you think, if I ask real nice, that I can get you to take us out on that?
Oh, yes, with pleasure. With pleasure.
I'm going to count you off. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yes, this is Carl Meeks, Crush Mountain, personal growth. Go sing it out.
Okay.
Dreadlocks can live in a tenement yard. Can live in a tenement yard. Dreadlocks can live in a tenement yard. Too much watching and peeping. Got to look out for the murderer. Got to look out for the informer. Got to look out for the murderer. The whole of them are sorcerer. Dreadlocks can live in a tenement yard. Can live in a tenement yard. Yes, Crush Mountain, always spiritual growth.
You are the man, sir. Thank you so very much, and look forward to seeing you again. I'm going to run into you. I know. Maybe
yes, sir.
On in concert, it's going to be. I might run into that alter ego you mentioned. So listen, like I always say, friends, this is Hexter OG. Don't just climb your mountain, press through it, and we'll see you next time.
The whole of them are sorcerer. Me next door neighbor. Go tell me, sir officer. Say me a plant up the ganja. Oh, yeah.